Hi everybody, Cindy Utter here with my artsy endeavors. First thing I'd like to do is say thank you very much to Shannon Pratt for inviting me in this video hop. I'm honored. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to work on this canvas board. It's about an 8 by 10 and our theme is basically something for the season. Now I really don't want to get into anything that's controversial, so what I'm going to do, let's just start. This has got gesso on it. I've put a layer of gesso down. I'm just going to put a little bit of water down here because I'm going to use this blue paint and I really don't want it to be overly blue. This is from Target and it's a satin acrylic. And what I want to do is I just want to put just some color down here to know that it's not white. And you'll see the reason for that here in a little bit. Now I use these paints from Target. I really enjoy them. They actually work pretty well, I think, and they're not, they're relatively inexpensive. So, like I said, we're just putting a little bit of blue down on this background. Need a little bit more. I don't want it so white because we're going to be adding white elements to it later and I want those white elements to be able to stand out. So I'm going to go a little bit darker. Aha, there we go. So basically I've went from a completely white gessoed board to one that has been doused with water and now it has a light sky blue to it. So let me dry this up and we're going to go ahead and get started on our project. Alright, so I've got this pretty well dry. Now what I'm using for my inspiration today is actually what I saw outside not too long ago, which was a cardinal. So I'm thinking about this. What I'm going to do is, this is just a regular pencil, dollar store pencil. I'm actually going to start working on drawing my cardinal. Let's see. I've already messed him up. This is basically going to be a rough sketch of my cardinal, but I want him big enough so that we know what he is, you know. Let's just make his belly. Okay, there's part of his face. It goes down here. Let's see. He's got an eye here, an eye here. He's got this big beak right here. Right, his nose, his beak, whatever you want to call it. Okay, now we're gonna, this cardinal's gonna be pretty well taken care of. He looks like he's gonna be, he's been eating well. Let's put it that way. So basically, like I said, I'm just getting a rough sketch down. See if you can see that. Okay, of my cardinal, and then we're going to start painting him. But right now, let's see. So he's going to have one wing here, right? And some feathers. Let's see, his other wing, maybe about here, maybe. And then we're going to give him quite a long tail. Alright, now we're going to have him sitting on a branch here. Let's see. Let's take our branch. Branch is going to go like this. Okay. Okay. Let's see, we're going to have our branch come from down here, maybe, and So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of putting in where I think I may want him to be, where I may want the branch to be. Okay. Alright, so there we have just kind of a rough sketch of a cardinal, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paintbrush. This is a number 2 flat shader. I'm going to start with the reds, and let's see, I've picked a few different reds here. This is the first one. This one I actually received in my Art Snacks box, and it's a Prima Flow on Crimson. Can't say that first word, which is okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right here on my palette. Just going to put a little bit down. Wow, look how bright that is. Look how bright. It looks more orange on camera, but boy is it a bright red. Now I also have some Claudia Helmuth Studio, and this is a dash of red. So I'm going to put a little bit of that down on my palette. It's funny because I normally don't use a whole lot of red in my art, so I thought this was a perfect opportunity to do so. I also have some Dylusions Postbox Red, and I will put some of that on my palette as well. That actually looks more of an orange. When I put the 3 colors together, side by side, this one looks more of an orange. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to start playing with my cardinal, and we're going to start giving him some color. And let's see how it goes. As soon as I get all the... Alright, so I'm going to start out with the Claudine Helmuth Studio Red. And I'm just going to start... Let's start bringing him to life a little bit. Now this is going to be a lot about the layers. It's going to take quite a few different layers to get the look that I'm looking for. It's going to take quite a few layers to... make it what I'm looking at. Oops, just want to cover up his eye. Okay, that's going to go into black there. Let's see, we're going to bring him right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and paint. I'm going to fast forward through this process, and I'll talk to you in a bit. Alright, so now we know that a cardinal is not strictly just red. So what I've done is I've got out some Dylusion paints here. I've got the brown, chocolate brown, and I also have the black out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of this chocolate brown on my palette, and I'm going to add a little bit of the red to it. because I kind of want to have that reddish hue. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. But I wanted a darker. So we're going to work on, let's get this guy. We're going to darken him up a little bit. Just pulling out the red, adding some of that chocolate brown to it. I'm just going to give him some darkness here on his back. Just to tone down that red a little bit. Let's see, we're going to do some dark here. We're going to bring some dark in on the bottom of his feathers. Okay. Just give him some dark along in here. A little bit under his belly. Now again, like I said, this is all about layers. So I'm just going to continue working with the whites, the reds. I will be adding white to them eventually, but I'm going to keep working with the reds. Try a little bit different color red this time. Just add a little bit different red. And we're just going to work with him. Now I've got to remember he's got his feathers here, and I want to distinguish them a little, but I don't want them so over the top that it looks like it's drawn on. Right now I just picked up some of that Dilutions black. I know he has a black eye, so we're going to give him that black eye. He also has one here. Now, if you look at a cardinal on his face, he usually has black right through here and all around his beak. Bring it down a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to go back in with some red. Again, this is the different red. I can't remember now what order I put them on the palette, but it's okay. Just playing. His beak is definitely going to be an orange. Okay, I'm bringing out that chocolate. Let's just give him some difference here. Just kind of make it look so that it's not quite so solid. Okay. Back in with that same red. Now I'm basically I'm making marks. I'm not really painting this as far as, let me bring in a little bit closer. Okay. I'm not just strictly painting straight strokes. I'm just adding touches of color here and there, and I'm kind of doing it in a way that, yeah, it will resemble texture. Now again, he's in his very early stages here, so we're working on him. And one thing I have to say, birds are just such an amazing, just amazing inspiration. There's so many different colors and so much about the birds. Every bird has pretty much a different shape or a different marking, just like this guy's got, pardon me, got his face marking. You can do so much with birds. I enjoy painting birds. It's a lot of fun. Because you almost get to bring out the personality in each of the birds, and that's kind of cool. Okay, so I'm still working back and forth with the chocolate and with the reds. Just adding in just different degrees of texture. Back in with the red again. I'm going back to the original red, which was, I believe, the postbox red. Okay, now it's time to start lightening up his chest area a little bit. I've got some white gesso out here, so I'm just going to pull just a little bit of that onto my brush. And we're going to start getting some definition in here. Okay, a little bit of definition up here. He's got some feathers going on. Sorry about that. That was my computer. It's telling me there's an update available. I know it wants me to keep doing that what do you call it? Windows 10. And I keep ignoring it. I have heard nothing but nightmares from people that have done that Windows 10, and I'm not in the mood to face that. Now I'm going to bring a little bit more of this black, just a little bit on my brush, and basically just give some more black tones here and there. I'm going to darken up his back line here a little bit. I don't want to do a whole lot. I mean, I just want some dark in here. Kind of offset the white. And again, I apologize for my phone. I'll have to turn that down. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to darken him up some more here on his back. I really want this spot here by his face. I want that pretty distinguishable. So I'm just darkening it up a little bit. And we'll take care of his eyes. We'll get those to pop out. Okay, we're going to look at it as though the light's coming this way. So this side's going to be a little bit darker. And of course under his tail, he's going to be darker. Maybe this part of his belly. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to go back in with that red again. Same one, the very beginning red. Take down that black a little bit. Got a little bit carried away there. Okay, take it down. Okay. Now I want to go in with his beak. Now his beak is pretty much a deep orange, so let's see if this Dilutions will work, and I believe it will. Okay, we're going to have to put a black line through there to give you an idea, or a white line, some type of a line, to indicate that he does have a beak and it's not just a... Okay. Okay, we're going to have to work on his eyes a little bit. But I think he's starting to look like a cardinal. What do you think? A little bit. Alright, I'm going to go back in again with this lighter, kind of an orangish postbox red from Dilutions. Just kind of pick up a few highlights here and there. It says it's postbox red, but it really looks orange when you put it next to other reds. So, which that's okay. They all have their own uniqueness to them. Unique color properties, I think, is what I'm trying to say. I have to take a look at him, just make sure he's progressing the way I want him to. Now I still want some more definition. Basically a cardinal has a wing here. It's not all just one wing, which is what I've got going on right now. He has pretty much a smaller wing here and then another wing. So I'm going to try to kind of define this a little bit. I don't want it quite so black. I just want to kind of define that, you know, this is one area of the wing. Okay, and then this being the other area of the wing. Does that make sense? Going back in with the white. We're going to call him an old man. He's an old man cardinal. How's that? That's way too much white. Which we'll cover that back up with the black. That's not a problem. Now his eyes to me are too black, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brown, this chocolate brown from Dilutions. Don't need quite that much. And I'm just going to make his eye more of a brown so that it kind of stands out just a little bit. See, I'm going to use this brown for his legs. Alright, this one actually is going to be covered up, but I'll put his foot there for now. Okay. Alright, I want to lighten up a little bit of his head, because to me his head is too dark. So I'm taking a very small amount of gesso and some of that red and kind of making a pink, but not quite so pink. Alright, Be right back. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna lighten up a little bit here on his head. I'm hoping I have enough white in here to lighten a little. Maybe not quite enough. Let's throw a little bit more white in there. I don't know if you can see. Here's what I'm doing. I'm working on getting some white and red. So I just, there we go. That'll lighten him up a little bit here. Okay, and I want to lighten his chest a little bit more. Do I want to? I do want a little bit, just a little. Okay, now I'm not happy with his little, I don't know what you want to call this, his beard, his whatever, his little stash here. I want that to be more, there we go, more feathery. I'm just very, very, very lightly touching this brush to the canvas. I just want it to be a little bit more feathery, not quite so. All right. Now he needs to, I've got to, I need to bring that white down because his beak, I just want to bring just a little bit, his beak actually comes down, so we want to kind of portray the fact that we're going down with it. And I just want to give him just a hairline. Sorry, I'm turning him around because I want it to, just want to give him a hairline of white right here. Just so we're giving that kind of illusion of a beak. I'm going to go back in with just a touch of black right here, and I just make it so, there we go. Now he has more of an illusion of an actual beak, right? Back to my regular brush. Now I'm going to go back with that Postbox red a little bit. I've got a little bit too much white on here. So I'm just going to touch that up just a little. Kind of take some of that white out. Get rid of some of this pink here. It's a little bit too pink for my taste. All right. Let me bring you back out. Okay, he's okay for right now. I'm probably going to do some more to him, but while he's drying a little bit, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start playing with the branches. Just going to use a round brush here, and basically I'm going to let the paint do the talking for me. I'm going to take some of this chocolate paint, and yes, I do want to go through here. I know I want to just kind of bring it out. Okay, now I'm going to bring him down here. I'm sorry, I'm turning it upside down. And we're just going to let the brush put the curves in. Okay. Now I'm not doing this really solid because I'm actually going to be putting snow and pine leaves and pine boughs and stuffs. So I'm not really worried about it being solid. A lot of the limbs going to be covered up anyways. I just want I want the chocolate to be in there so that we know that he's sitting on a limb and he's not just hanging out in thin air, right? So all right, let's okay, so he kind of looks like he's sitting on a limb, right? Kinda. Okay, I just want a little bit more here underneath him. Like I said, even though I know I'm going to be covering this up, I just like the fact that it's there. Alright, so we've got him on his branch. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out some greens. I have a Target paint here, which is the Handmade Modern, and this is under the Satin Emerald. I have a Sargent here, and this one just says Cadmium Green Hue. So I'm going to put a little bit of these on my palette. I was looking to see if I had like a hunter green, and I do not. So we're going to play. We might have to use a little bit of some chocolate or some black to darken it up a little bit. We can do that. And I also have a little bit of this phthalo green blue shade. I kind of like that. So we're going to put a little bit of that down here too. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a brush, if I have it out here. I do. I have a small brush. It's very tiny, and this is going to be time consuming. So can you see how small it is? What I'm going to do is I'm going to work on, let's give our guy some branch, or what do you call them? Pine needles, right? Just some pine needles. I'm going to just continue going back and forth with the different greens and just all right. So I will go ahead and fast forward through the process, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now what I've done is I've pretty much gave him some pine leaves, and I didn't fill it in all the way because now we're going to put snow on top of those. But before I put the snow on it, I want to go ahead and I want to make sure it's nice and dry. So let me do that. Alright, so it's pretty well dry. Now, what I am going to do for the texture is I want to do it with this texture paste. And I'm not actually going to paint it. It is already white. But I think this is, we're going to try this. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but we're going to try this. Basically what I want to do is add snow to these branches. Now I know this is going to take a while to dry, and I'm good with that. But I thought, what a great way to add snow. You know, why wouldn't we add snow using a texture? I think that's going to look really cool. So let's go ahead. We're going to add some snow right here. And we want it to be on top of the branches. So I'm going to continue adding snow to the top. Let's see. So I'm thinking that I'm looking down or over at this, so I'm going to add the snows to the top. And it snowed quite heavy, so we're going to add quite a bit of snow. Snow out there. Gotta have some more snow here by his feet. Quite a bit of snow piled up here. Same here. Now I don't want it to look like it's just, there's got to be more branches under here, so we're gonna give it more snow right here where there's more branches. Alright. Same with here, there's quite a bit of snow. Oh, I love it. Look at that dimension. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh, I love it. Alright, so now, let me see, is there anywhere else? I want to put some more right here. And like I said, I know this is going to take a while to dry, and I'm all good with that. So a little bit more out here. Okay. All right, so now we have our snow on there. So let me see where I'm going to go next. I think I'm going to do more to the sky, and I'm going to do it in more of the blue. But let me grab that out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to pull out this blue again, and this is the Satin Sky. Again, this is the Target paint, and I really want to put more of this blue in here. Yeah, I did keep it quite light previously because I wanted the white of the snow to stand out, but I need more. I need more color. And actually, what I may do, I just want more of that white, or that blue. Down through here. Just bringing out more of that blue. Okay, I like that a lot better. Throw some in here, in between. Okay, I think I'm going to add some glitter here and there, and I want to, sorry about that, I want to take my white gesso, and I'm going to go back into his eyes because his eye is kind of taking up the red paint, and I just want to give him just a touch to bring those eyes back to life again, but not so much that they look like he's got big bulging eyes. Alright, let me grab some glitter and I'll be right back. Okay, so I decided not to get regular glitter because that's going to be a mess, but I do have this glitter glue. So what I'm going to do, let me just bring you out a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some glitter here and there on the snow. Because you know snow glistens, right? So we have to make sure we have glitter on our snow. Just throw some glitter here and there. And then as this dries, it'll actually dry to it. Okay, I think that's about it. I'm done. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video hop. Check out all the artists. We have a lot of fun together. And as always, be kind, have fun. That's what life's all about. If you like, please subscribe. You can find me and my information down below on my Facebook page, etc. And as always, happy creating. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.